¿Qué pasa, mi amigos? MatrixNative here. Today's build, I've honestly been trying to catch up with past builds that have been requested several times before I list any more military units on my Twitter for you guys to vote on. So with that being said, and in light of recent current events, I give you the Mexican Marines. My prayers go out to all the victims' families in Mexico, as well as all military personnel in Mexico assisting with the recovery and rescue efforts. So with that being said, let's get on with today's build. Enjoy, my peeps. So the Mexican Marines are actually part of Mexico's Navy, not unlike their mirror image in the United States Marine Corps, which is a part of the United States Navy. So basically, the main task of the Mexican Marines is to guarantee the maritime security of the country's ports and external and internal defense of the country. They actually fall under another umbrella, actually two other umbrellas. One would be the Naval Infantry Force, the other being the Amphibious Reactionary Forces. So with that being said, since the start of the drug cartels, as we all have heard, unless you've been living under a rock, basically the Marines has grown from basically a maritime and port security to land-based operations in combating organized crime, drug trafficking, exterminating of marijuana fields, and drug interdiction at sea, and also participates in arrest of actual cartel suspects. So basically they went from maritime, which they still do, but a lot of that falls on the naval infantry now. They basically have changed, and not really changed, but have adapted also to seeking out, basic cartel suspects and assisting, if not primarily being the unit, to smoke them out and basically give them dirt naps, which I believe, rightly so, they would be deserving. So let's discuss exactly how the Mexican Marines went from basic maritime and dock security to actually moving forward to more high-speed missions, if you will, to, as stated, fuck the cartel up. So basically, to meet the operational requirements of the Navy, it was necessary to create structures of a reactionary force with organizational skills, flexibility, multitaskable use of rapid response, firepower, mobility, and economy of the forces. Always with anything, you got to think of the economics of the force. So basically, no pun intended, but you got to get as much bang out of the buck. Okay, so that's always in mind when developing not so much a special operations division, but any high-speed military division, in addition to the efforts of support for transport by air, sea, and land to the missions and tasks assigned by the Navy to fulfill their mission as Mexican Marines. Therefore, the Amphibious Marine Reactionary Force is defined as an organized force equipped and trained as a component part of the Mexican Naval Force to developing operations in the immediate response missions, i.e. going after the cartel and stuff, that are assigned, and it falls into an operational concept which states that given the need to respond as a projection of naval power, it requires that the actions be limited to an autonomous period of time. According to the task units, are integrated to meet requirements identified in a variety of operational environments. Their capability and capacity to be transported by sea, land, and air in different areas of operations, such as amphibious combat, urban operations in the jungle, night airborne assault, and vertical river interdictions raids, basically, in addition to other civic action operations and support to other units when ordered. So basically, the Mexican Marines can be taken from one spot to another, whether it be by airborne, fast rope, ship transport, or basically taking a plane to another location. Point being, Mexican Marines can be utilized far more. The Mexican Marines can be a useful tool far more than what they used to be since the amphibious Recon was developed in 2007. The 24th Marine Battalion, also known as the Presidential Guards, created in 1993. Basically, their sole purpose is the security of the Mexican president. Unlike their counterpart and mirror image in the United States, the United States Marine Corps, whose primary function it is as well as to provide security for the president. So as you see, I'm not saying one's better than the other, but their missions, if not identical, are, I would say, 90% the same. So when you think of a Mexican Marine and you don't know a lot about them, just think of the United States Marine Corps, and that should settle a lot of your questions. Finally, there are 3 Marine Special Forces groups. Strength, Spirit, and Wisdom is their motto. The FESCO, which is basically Special Forces Gulf, and the FESPA, Special Forces Pacific, both designated for missions in support of the new Amphibious Forces Reactionary in 2008, formed by FESCEN, which is basically Special Forces Center, based in Mexico City. So with that being said, my peeps, I hope you learned a little something. It was quite an interesting history for myself. Have I ever worked with the Mexican Marines? No, I have not, which I know is hard to believe, seeing how I was stationed on the Juarez El Paso border for approximately 3 years. However, have I met them? Absolutely, I've met them. And I got to tell you, they're pretty strack. They're pretty hua in my book. I've seen them in formation. Again, never worked with them, but I have seen them in formation. I have seen them around the camp, and I must say that they do hold themselves with a definite level of military bearing, not unlike the United States Marine Corps. So with that being said, my peeps, go ahead, take a pause if you need to, smoke them if you got them, put in a lipper, go out, beat the concrete with your face, let's get some fucking muscles going, and I'll see you back in 5. On your feet, let's get on downrange.
It's like Fallujah.
So, amigos, go ahead, hit selecto. Going ahead, facial hair, absolutely none. Again, I'm sorry, peeps. I know you are waiting for a freaking build with a beard. I promise, it's coming. Just got to make sure the timing's right. Just like this video here. Let's go. Hair, we're going squared away today. Of course, that's optional, but you can't fall into formation looking like a what? Looking like a ragamuffin, my peeps. Let's go. Hair color, we'll go ahead, keep it real. Whatever yours is, I'm going with the brown. Facial detail, of course, got the burn on the left side. Okay, before we go into body details, my peeps, today we'll be equipping basically the jungle fit, because the simple fact that you will find the Mexican Marines inside of a jungle environment quite a bit. So let's go. We're going to go with the jungle build today. This is basically an infantry sniper jungle build. Let's get that straight from the get. So, body details. Today we're going with the facial paint. I'm going to like it once we get our whole fit together. It's going to look really, really good, and it keeps your face shadowed, and that means a lot on this build. So let's go. Tropic Lightning. Right arm, of course, Santa Maria. Left arm, Mi Familia. So go ahead, equip that. Of course, tattoos are optional. Clothes. Tops, we're going with the Cry Combat today, and we're going to put it in the CAD Pat. So we're going with the CAD Pat today. We're actually going to be equipping that, and this is the reason why. Now we got to keep it digi, because in case you weren't aware, the Mexican Marines actually selected the Marina Trans Jungle. So basically, the Marines Trans Jungle, they of their opinion, state that the camouflage formerly known as the US-4 CES, basically Uniform Sierra 4 Charlie Echo Sierra, transitional after new objective testing proves it is nearly twice as effective over their current digital pattern in multicam in 3 separate environments. So again, we got to stay with the Digi, and if we were not going to stay with the Digi, we could go, well, scratch that, I digress. You could go with the Alpha Oscar Romeo. If we were in a little bit of lighter environment, that's absolutely what we would go with. And I wouldn't even mind going with the multicam Tropic, but if you Google a picture of the Mexican Marines, you will definitely see that they wear Digi. And before they transitioned to the Marina Trans Jungle, they wore Digi then. So I'm not trying to break their original camo pattern up. However, you know, I'm not hating you if we're going to go with the multicam Tropic, but staying with this build, we're going to go ahead and equip the 2734. Vest to date, we're going with the Mole, and we will be equipping that in the Olive Drab. Again, you have a couple of choices to go for, but I'm going with the Olive Drab because I feel like it definitely fits the shadows of a jungle, said Bolivia, better than putting a multicam or a digi camo on it. So trust me, 2234 can't go wrong in the Mole. Pants, of course, Cargo C, Cadpat DW. So we'll go ahead, put the Cadpat Tango Whiskey. Footwear, today we'll be going the hiking boots. We'll be putting that in the Uno Seis Negro. Ghillie suit, obviously none. Accessories, let's go. I'm going with the ESS on this build. Of course, this is all optional. I will never fault anyone if they fall into formation with any kind of goggles on. That is squared away. If you prefer not to fall in with goggles, just don't fall in looking like you just bought a pair of eyewear from the local 7-11, because I will boot you out and you will be on extra duty. Let's go. So today, again, as stated, I'm going with the Echo Sierra ballistic goggles, and we're putting that in the 17 Negro. I swear, why wouldn't we? We're going to go ahead and go with Shimag. Go ahead and equip that in the green for me. Headwear, carbon cut, 2633. You heard me right. We're going with the 2633 multicam Tropic. Again, this is a cover. We can interchange and swap. We don't necessarily have to put it in the Digi to stay trueness to this build. So let's not forget that. Plus, I think it gives it quite the right camo and the right effect that we're looking for in Bolivia. So go ahead, 2633. Headsets, we're going with the earpiece. Again, go ahead and Google some pictures of the Mexican Marines. I guarantee you see few of them wearing the headset. So we're going to keep it real. We're going with the earpiece, and we're putting that in OD green. Handwear. Now at first, I'm not even going to lie, you can equip this 2 different ways, yeah? You can go with the neutral, with the Nomads, if you would like the 1.5. However, if you're like me, you just can't get enough of these Oakley pilots, and we're going to put those in the 1.5 neutral. Backpacks, rucksacks, Alice packs. Let's go. Backpacks, rucksacks, Alice go. Let's go. Right over left. Man, I don't even know. I almost choked on some spit there. Anyway, we're going with the 511 Hazard Pack Prime. Now, I'm not hating you if you want to put it in the OD. I'm not hating you at all. But to me, it's just a little too light for what we want. Forest green, absolutely just too bright in a darker color sense, if you will. So go ahead, again, equip that in the BDU. I know that it doesn't really look like, because the zippers are like this lime-ass green, which they should be OD green. However, it will look right once you get on said mission in said jungle in said Bolivia. Let's go. Go ahead, 2333 Woodland. Patches, why wouldn't we be? I actually got a request from the Mexican government, and basically I had 3 Mexican Marines that wanted to join the Romeo 9. So let's roll, amigos. That, my friends, will do the fit today. Again, just remember, it might not look good now, but once we're in the canopies of said jungle, it will look on point. Trust me, I'm not going to set you straight as usual. Next, let's get on with the weapons. We are going to go ahead and obviously equip the M4A1, but I need to tell you something and advise you of something. They actually do currently carry one of 2 assault rifles that you can choose from: the Sig Sauer Sig 516 or the M4 carbine. Now, if you have it open, go ahead and equip the Sig Llama. But I must tell you that unfortunately, now I would actually carry this weapon getting off of the M4, which really would break my heart. However, the thing is, when you go in to edit it up, look at that, okay? And I'm not running around the battlefield with a bronze weapon as the Mexican Marine. It's just not gonna happen, okay? Like I said, you want bling, you want make-believe, you better head to another channel, because right here, you get the straight dope from me, boys. So, with that being said, of course, why wouldn't we? We are going to equip the M4A1. I don't mind if you go with the M4A1 Tactical. Hell, you know me, I don't even mind if you go with the M4A1 Tactical slung over one shoulder and the M4A1 slung over the other. Trust me, I've done it before, and I'll definitely do it again. But since this is pretty much the infantry slash DMR build, we're gonna go ahead and stick with the M4 as our primary. Let's go ahead and edit this bad boy out. Paint presets. Yes, my peeps, I hope you have it open, because we're going with the MC Black today, and when it's all dressed out, it's gonna look Hua as the biggest titty girl you've ever seen in your fucking life. Let's go. So go ahead, equip that bad boy in the MC Black. Parts, stock buttstock, of course we'll put that in the black. Sight, again, this is really optional for your primary weapon. Okay, I can't reiterate that enough. If you want to stay, again, with the trueness of the build, of course you're going to be putting on the ACOG. But for me, this digital scope, I haven't shot through a digital scope yet. However, it is definitely coming up soon, and I'm hoping to maybe even take a video of it if that's what you operators would like to see. So let's go. Digital scopes, what I'm going with, I'm going to be putting that in 2.4 black. Trigger, of course, full auto semi. Magazine, we're going to go ahead and stuff 50 freaking rounds to go down range here. Stacking every 4th bullet with a tracer round. Let's go. 2.4 black. It's a whole lot of fucking firepower right there. Under barrel. Why not? They carry it. Why wouldn't we? That's all I got to say about that, Jenny. And we'll be putting that in the 2.4 black. Rail cover, keep it clean, as well as go with the number 1.4 MC Black. Barrel, I don't mind if you carry a long barrel. However, I'm going to go ahead and carry the standard barrel in the 2.4 black. The option is yours. Either way, go ahead and equip it in 2.4 black. Muzzle, we're going to go with stock muzzle. Wait, Matrix, you're not going to equip the Compensator Vic 2? My peeps, I'm leaving that up to you. So if you want to equip it in the Compensator Victor 2, please go right ahead. If not, go ahead, put your muzzle in the MC Black or your suppressor or your Compensator Victor 2. Any one of the 3 you will be putting in the 1.4. Make sure not to equip the suppressor. Make sure it's in the MC Black. Switch out to your suppressor during game. And again, one of the reasons I'm going with the short barrel and the stock muzzle is I need access to my suppressor, because we will be going into cook caves, and for those that don't know about that, you know, these fucking bad guys are underground cooking their shit, and you got to look for the exhaust fans or listen for the exhaust fans and actually see the exhaust pipe coming up through the ground. Okay, so with that being said, that's why I'm equipping the suppressor on this get, and we'll be putting that in the number 1-4 MC Black. Come on, operators. Looking good. Ought to be in Hollywood. Let's go. M4. You've heard it all before. Let's go. Secondary. Today, we will be going with the MSR. I know a lot of people love this weapon in game. I know this for a fact. However, you can choose a couple of other sniper rifles if you wish. You can absolutely equip the M4. Okay, let me tell you what you can equip, and if it looks enough like it, I'll go ahead and authorize the sniper rifle. So this is what we got. We got the MSR, we got the M40A5, we got the Barrett 50 cal. Everybody knows that. They don't offer in this game. However, you can go ahead and equip the HTI, seeing how it is a 50 caliber variant in this game. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and go with the MSR, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what kind of loadout. Now, when you get in field, when you get in game on mission, this is why, because usually I know my stock butts, I did it again, my stock butts, doesn't even sound right. So anyway, usually my stocks are blackened out. However, this protrudes from your left shoulder in game, and the black just gives your position away 100%. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and edit this puppy out. Paint presets, as stated, MC Black part, butt stock, roger that. Go ahead, put that in MC Black. Now do me a favor though. I want you guys to get, when you're in game, equip it in black, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Even in the shadows of Canopy, the black stock just really gives our position away. So again, did I mention it really gives our position away? So go ahead and equip it in the 1-4. Scope, why wouldn't we be T5XI Tactical? However, you can use just about any scope you would like. Remember, this is not semi-auto, and the rate of fire is not choice. However, the takedown and damage and the bullet drift on this weapon, or the bullet velocity, pretty much shoots at P pretty much in a straight vertical line. So you don't have a lot of vertical drop with this weapon. However, you do have a slow rate of fire. So we'll put that in the 2-4 black. Of course, whichever one you want, you shall equip. Trigger, semi-auto only, obviously. Magazine, extendo 10, we'll be putting that in the black. Barrel, we're going with the long barrel so we can reach out and touch somebody. Reach out and touch, man. Anybody know who sings that? Let's go. And we put that in the 2-4 black. Muzzle, we're going with stock muzzle today because you don't have the option of a Victor 2. However, it still has a lot of takedown power, and we'll be putting that in the 1-4 MC Black. MC Bear. Hey-oh. Can't touch this. What did I just say? Hey-oh. What the hell? That's not MC Hammer. Anyways, again, my peeps, one more time, sniper rifle. You can go with this bad boy, the MSR. You can go with the 50 cal. You can go with the M4. It's all up to you. I think I just said the M4. You know what I'm talking about. Let's go. So that, my peeps, is pretty much your primary and your secondary. We'll move on in to the handgun right now. Now, I don't know if anybody has checked out my BF4 videos, and the best flipping pistol in that game is the FN fuck you, okay? It is absolutely, the FN57 is my favorite pistol in Battlefield 4. And it just so happens that our boys south of the border, going by the Marines, actually do carry as a primary the FN57. Now, you can carry that, you can carry the Heckler & Koch USP, the Glock, or the Colt 1911, and you're like, Matrix, You swear by the 1911. I mean, you absolutely swear by it. And this is why we cannot carry it right now, right? Is that Special Forces are pretty much the only ones, Mexico Special Forces are pretty much the only ones that can carry the Colt M1911, a lot like different special operations in the United States. So with that being said, we will be carrying the Fin 5.7, and we're going to see how that puppy shoots. I practiced it a little bit. Seems to handle like a dream, to be honest. So we'll go ahead, paint presets. We'll run through this real quick. We're going to go ahead, throw that in the negative. Parts, magazine, extended 30. Again, you're questioning me. Matrix, you hate extend. It actually looks good, my peeps. Don't worry about it. It actually gives you about 2 inches on the bottom end to wrap your 4-digit and your 3-digit fingers around, and it feels nice and tight. Go ahead. That's what she said. Put it in the gray. Rail cover, we're going to keep it clean in the gray. Standard barrel. Go ahead. Put that in the black. And barrel, we're going with the standard barrel. We'll be equipping that in the 1-2 black. Muzzle, of course, we'll be putting it in the gray. Make sure that your suppressor is equipped in the black. Sorry about that. Stock muzzle, go ahead, throw it in the 2-2. And there you go. The best weapon. And as you can see, and even when you got it holstered up, it does not look all freaking, you know, like a retard at a freaking Friday night dance, okay? It definitely doesn't. It looks solid in your holster. Now, like I said, you can wrap your 3rd and 4th digit finger around the end of the magazine there, and it actually feels very well. Plus, you've got a lot of kick-ass in that magazine. So let's go. And of course, everything else is optional. As always, I'll be carrying the medic drone. I actually switched out, I forget what kind of drone I was carrying the other night, but I did unlock it and I switched out because the mission dictated it. So with that being said, anything I carry, of course, when I role play, you can only carry 2. So it'll be the diversion lure, of course, my frag grenades, first line of flanking maneuvers, and the drone medic. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's build. If you hadn't subscribed, please go ahead and snipe that subscribe for me. It certainly helped the channel out. And while you're at that, have an amazing day today. I hope tomorrow is amazing for you. I hope yesterday was amazing for you. Tell all your friends about my channel, and you know what to do. Go ahead and snipe that like, snipe that sub, because my peeps, Operator 41, that's how we roll.
Sometimes we forget why we're here. It's easy to fall off track. These help us remember.
These battle scars don't look like they're fading, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Growing up, I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be. You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians or choose to be an accountant because it's safe in the business. Not because they want to do it, just because they heard it pays. And who the fuck wants to be poor knowing that's how we've been raised? Society is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of shame. And that's the reason I'm staying up late, trying to find a way to escape the stereotypes this day and age is making me feel like the only way I'll be happy is getting signed to a label and making money through rapping. I want to share my emotion because this world is attacking the very principle of life